Good afternoon to all. It's audible.
Yes, ma'am.
So my Word document is getting visible. My Word document is getting visible to you. Are you able to see my Word document?
Yes, ma'am.
So today we are going to discuss about the components of Android application. Okay. So these are all the different components in our Android application. Okay. So first component is activities, intent, broadcast receiver, services, content providers, and then additional components are widgets, notifications, view, layout. Okay. So these are all the additional components. These five are the fundamental components or basic components of our Android application. Can you hear me? It is audible? Can you hear me? It is audible? Okay. So first let us discuss about the what is activities. Okay. You all of us know what is activity, right? So in our Android Studio, so while we creating a new project, one activity will be created by the system itself, right? So what is the purpose of that activity? So through this activity, we can design a user interface, right? So user interface in terms of we can design a text box, edit controls, checkbox, radio button, button controls. Okay. So we can design the GUI. Okay. We can design the graphical user interface. So that is designed in the activity. Is it okay? So that is activity. In simply, you can say it is known as presentation layer. Okay. So it is called as a presentation layer of our application. Okay. So through that, through this component only, we can give a presentation to the end user. Okay. For using the app, okay, we have to design a graphical user interface GUI part. Through this GUI part only, the user can operate our Android application, right? It's taking time. So in generally, we can tell activity is meant for designing a user interface. Okay. So we can build our GUI part in the activity. So for each activity, so where the activity is reside means in the app folder. So this is the default folder. So in the default folder, we are having 3 subfolders. Is it okay? So manifest, Java, REST. So manifest we have discussed in the last 2 class. We have discussed manifest file. So in what we can give in the manifest file, we can give the application configuration settings. Okay, in the manifest file. Okay. So in Java, we can do coding part. Okay. In Java, we can do coding part. Okay. Coding part, that is functionalities. So coming to this REST folder. So this REST folder deals with the GUI portion of our Android application. Okay. So this Java folder deals with the functionalities, what to perform. Okay, so what to be performed for that Android application? So that is to be code in this Java. So this REST folder deals with the GUI portion. Okay, so from this REST folder, we are having a layout. So in this layout, we are having an activity file, right? So activity file. So in generally, this activity file, it is in the XML format. Is it okay? It is in the XML format. So here, this activity is having coding part. So this coding part is having an XML code. Design part, we can make use of. Parallelly, we can make use this component coding as well as in the design part also. Okay, so this activity is meant for designing a guide. It acts as a presentation layer. We can set the layout, and from this layer, from this activity, we can display the output to the user. Okay, we can display the output to the user. What is to be displayed for the user? So that is to be decided in this activity main.xml file. So it is one of the main component of our Android application. So without this activity, okay, so developing an app is difficult. Okay, so through this activity only, the user can give the request, and through this activity, the user can get the response. Okay, so it helps to respond to the user action. It helps the response to the user action. So it activity means it deals with a single screen. So like that, we can have an n number of activity for an Android application. Hello, are you there? If I am getting disconnected, just inform me or make a call. Okay? Anyone make a call? Because in my screen, it's showing stop sharing, so that I consider I am in the connection. Okay, so without my knowledge, the connection is getting lost. So please inform while the connection is getting lost. Is it okay? Hello? Anyone is there? Anyone is there? Nobody is there.
Yes, ma'am.
51 people are there, but no one is giving any response.
Okay, ma'am.
I'm simply talking myself. Okay, if my connection is getting lost, you just make a call. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So for the user perspective, this activity is an entry point of our Android application. Is it clear? In the user perspective, for the activity act as an entry point of our application. Okay, so through this guide only we can operate the Android application. Is it right? So each and every activity can work independently. So okay, we can have an n number of activity. Okay, we can create an n number of activity for a single application. Each activity, who is not putting in the mute? Gokul. So for this application, we can create n number of activity. So while we creating n number of activity, each and every activity can work independently. Okay, so no one activity depend on another activity. Okay, if you create a manual dependent means, it will be working, or else it will be working independently. Okay, you consider one messenger app. Okay, for example, you can use WhatsApp. So while clicking that WhatsApp icon in your Android device, it will be entering, right? We having one guide portion that is contact is available, isn't it? In the picture, in the image, and then we are having a name for that image, right? That it will be displaying who are all the contacts in your WhatsApp. So after clicking your friend contact number, it will be entering into a friend WhatsApp layout, right? So after you can click, you just press a long press means it will enter into a soft keyboard, right? So while we clicking that soft keyboard back button, okay, while we clicking back button, it will enter into your friends layout, right? After clicking that back button, it will be entering into the main WhatsApp page, right? So each activity is working independently. So it will shows notification parallelly. Okay, we can able to see the newly messages in the WhatsApp. We can compose the message. So there is no link between these three activities. Okay, for showing notification is one of the activity in the WhatsApp. For reading message is one of the activity in the WhatsApp. For composing or writing a message, okay, is one of the activity in our WhatsApp. Okay, so these three activities are working independently. So each activity is independent of one another. If you press back button means it will be moving on to the previous view. So you are going to compose message. You are going to write some message means it will having in a soft keyboard, right? While we pressing that back button in your device, it will automatically enter into the previous view. Is it clear? So for you consider one more example, that is you can take a camera app. Okay, so after taking an image, okay, after taking an image or after taking a video using the camera app, is it clear? It automatically asking whether this image or video is to be shared. Is it? If you clicking that shared means it will be showing WhatsApp, Gmail, Telegram. So what you have done, you have taken one image with the help of camera app. Okay, so that camera app is giving that newly taken image to WhatsApp or Gmail or Telegram. You can parallelly transfer send that image to WhatsApp, Gmail, Telegram. Okay, so that is it act as an independent. Camera is one of the separate activity. WhatsApp is another activity. Gmail is another activity. Telegram is another activity. Okay, so there is no dependent between these four activities. Is it clear? So activity is working in the format of stack. So once you enter into a camera app, okay, so that camera app activity is registered in the stack. Okay, so after that, taking that image and sending to the WhatsApp. Share it in the WhatsApp means the WhatsApp is having one guy part, right? One activity. So that activity is also come into stack. Okay, so like that, whatever you are using activity, that activity will automatically coming into a stack. Kirtana? You just guys, you all of you put in the mute mode. Okay, if you have any doubt, you just unmute. Okay, or else you always put in the mute mode. You don't disturb. So we can perform action in our screen. Okay, so simply this is activity. We can perform action in this screen. Do you have any doubt in the activity component? Do you have any doubt in this activity component?
No, ma'am.
So in simply we can say it is a single screen of our Android application. Okay, so in our Android application, a single screen is termed as an activity. Okay, so that is our guide part. It represents a visual components in terms of text edit box, button, check box, radio buttons, okay, etc. So in generally, Android OS keep track of all the activities which was opened by the user in our Android device. Okay, how it is monitoring means it will be monitoring in the form of stack. Okay, our Android device will monitor. Okay, so what are all the activities are opened by our user in that Android device. Okay, so if we click WhatsApp means it will be go on stay in the stack. If we click Gmail means that Gmail activity will go on stay in the stack. Okay, so it will be placing that activity in the stack. So next one is intent. So intent, main purpose of this intent is message communication, message passing between the components. Okay, so if you want to pass some information to the remaining components of our Android application means we can make use of this intent. For example, what are all the remaining components? Activities, broadcast receiver, services, content providers, widgets, notifications, layout. Okay, so these are all the remaining components of our Android application. Okay, so apart from this intent, they are having some other components also. Okay, so when you want to pass some information from activity to service or services to activity means we can make use of this intent component. Okay, so it will take messages from one component to another component. It acts as a message communication among the components. Okay, so the services, activities, content providers, broadcast receivers, widgets or notification can make use of this intent to communication. Okay, so for communicating, it will take the intent component and send the information to the remaining components. Okay, for example, if you want to start an activity, for example, when you go to WhatsApp icon, if you're clicking that WhatsApp icon means, okay, so this intent will start the WhatsApp app. Okay, WhatsApp app, you are having a request to open that page, open that layout. Okay, so open that activity. Like that, it will be giving information to the remaining components. Okay, suppose if one notification is coming means, okay, so that notification is to be displayed for our user means it will help to initiate that notification. Okay, so that is intent. That is the role of intent. It will help to start our activity or services or broadcast or some other operations performed in our Android OS. In simply, we can say it will help to passing messages between components. Okay, it will carry information from other components. Okay, so which is to be started, which is to be closed, what is to be done right now. Like that, these informations are carried out by this intent. Is it clear? So not only it will be helping for sending, it also it will makes use of receiving also. Okay, not only it will be sending message to the components, it also to receiving that message also. So receiving the result from the activity or services, etc. Okay, suppose if you want to delete one image in the content provider, is it okay? If you want to delete one image or file from the content provider means, okay, so it will give the information to the content provider. You have to delete that file from this content provider. Like that, the user is intended to delete that content from this content provider. Like that, it will be intimating to the other components. Is it okay? Is it okay? Do you have any doubt? Do you have any doubt?
Ma'am, I asked.
Who is? Ankit, you are asking about the practical content, right? How to retrieve a data which is sent from an intent, right? So using that intent object, we can retrieve the data. So while we doing practical, okay, we will see how we can send data from one activity to another activity. Okay, so we are having one intent object. So with that, with the help of that intent object, we can retrieve the data from one component to another component. Okay. So in Android SDK, we are having an object for this intent. Okay. We will see later. So now what we have to understand means what are all the responsibilities, what are all the functionalities of this component. Then how do we achieve, we will see in later class. Is it okay? So next one is broadcast receiver. Broadcast receiver. So it will be what we can say means, for example, you are all of us daily seeing that notification coming for each and every app, right? For each and every app, there may be some notifications which was not what we can say, which was not intent to, it will be defaultly, it will be getting notification without our user knowledge. Okay, without user knowledge, that notification is defaultly, it will be getting in our Android device. Okay, so this notification can be done with the help of broadcast receiver. So in general, broadcast means what? A single information can be passed to n number of user, right? While we studying computer networks, you have learned what is broadcast, right? A single message can be sent to more than one user, right? So that is broadcast. Okay, so for n number of publication, okay, for n number of published message, we can make use of this broadcast receiver. It will respond to broadcast message from another application also. Okay, and also it will be capable of delivering broadcast. It also capable of delivering broadcast messages to other applications. In simply, we can say that notification. Okay, so notification is one of the example for broadcast receiver. So for working this broadcast receiver, there always an intent listener will be listening. Okay, so what is the purpose of that intent listener means? It will be intimating this broadcast receiver you are having one message to publish or to notify to the user. Like that, it will be giving message. Okay, so for that, for this intent component, we are always having a intent listener. That intent listener will watch 24/7. Okay, so if the message is coming to WhatsApp means this intent will intimate the broadcast receiver to notify to the WhatsApp app. Okay, one message came from that person. Okay, so your WhatsApp is to be updated. Like that, it will be giving message notification. Okay, it will be giving notification. In simply, we can say while we using our Android phone. Okay, so if you are using continuously 2 hours, 3 hours means the battery level is getting down, right? So that battery level will be notified to the user. That is, battery is too low. Battery is 30%. Battery is 20%. It will be displaying. It will be giving notification to the user, right? It notify the user. That is, battery is too low. Battery is 20%. Only 3 hours, 2 minutes it will be running. Like that, it will be giving notification. Okay, so that is broadcast receiver. So when an event occurs, this broadcast receiver will intimate the user in the form of this notification. Intimate in the form of this notification. So for working this broadcast, this intent will helping. Okay, how this intent will helping means this intent will inform this broadcast receiver you are having one notification to display to the user. It acts as a receptors. Okay, it acts as a receptors, that is intimating the users in the form of notification. So while your system is, when the battery is low, it is getting down 0% means your Android phone is getting switched off, right? So after plugging your Android device is getting started, right? It is boots up, isn't it? When you switch on the device, it is getting boot up. The system in our Android OS will broadcast to all apps. Our system is get ready. All apps can start your work. Like that, it will be giving information. Okay, it will pass information to the all apps in our Android device. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So when your SD card is full means it will be intimating, right? When the SD card is full, that our Android OS will intimating, right? 2 MB is left over, too low memory. Isn't it? It will be giving information whether the software, any software is removed or removed, like that it will be giving, right? You have to clean some memory space. So these type of informations are given by this broadcast receivers. So it deals with the system events. Is it clear? It deals with the system events, not our user events. Okay, it deals with the Android OS system events. Implicitly, system automatically giving these type of events, these type of messages. Battery is too low, your memory is too low. Okay, battery is charging. Okay, so while you charging the battery, it will be giving intimation, right? Your battery is charging. It will be giving a symbol, right? So that is broadcast receiver. So next one is services. So as we already discussed, what is services? Services is a faceless component. Faceless component means there is no GUI part. Okay, so there is no GUI part. So it is invisible to the user. It is invisible to the user. It will be running background. It will be running background in our system. So it will take a long running operations also. Okay, it will take long running operations in the background itself. Okay. So it will update our data source. So with the help of services, it will update our data source activities. Services can trigger the notification. Services can capable of triggering the notification. Okay. For example, what we can say for services means file downloading. Okay, file downloading. So for while the file is downloading in the WhatsApp or Gmail, it is too large. Okay, so it is having 800 MB. You assume that file is having 800 MB. So once you click that PDF or Word document or video file, so it will take some time. Not immediately that 800 MB is getting downloaded. So it taking time. So meantime, we can switch over to another application also. You are trying to download Gmail or WhatsApp. Okay. So meantime, you can go for some other app also. We can play game also. Okay. So after the file downloaded, okay, it will be showing information, right? Your file is getting downloaded. Okay. It will be showing some notification, right? So it will be capable of triggering notification. Okay, it will capable of sending this broadcast receiver. What we can say? The best example for services is file downloaded. And also one more example, all of us nowadays you are using. You switch on your Google Meet. Okay. For example, you are switching on the Google Meet for our Android programming. And then you put your camera off, mic off. Is it okay? Next, what we can do? We can listen music, right? Listen music. Oh, so for doing music, there is no GUI part, right? There is no GUI part. So for playing that music, there is no GUI part. So playing music is one of the best example for services. Okay. For services, so far we are seeing two examples. One is file downloaded, another one is playing music. So it can capable of performing inter-process communication. That is, inter-process communication means after the file downloaded. Okay, so file downloaded is one of the example for services. So after the file downloaded, it will intimate the user the file is getting downloaded, right? So that is that services is communicating what? Broadcast receiver. Okay, so this broadcast make use of this intent to publish the notification, right? So services can capable of performing inter-process communication. Okay, so inter-process communication. So there are two types of services are there: started and bounded. Started and bounded. In started type of services, there are two types of services: started and bounded. In started services, once you start a services, it will run. Okay, it will run. After the completion of the task of that services, it will be destroy that services and it will end the services. So this meantime, if any services want to access, means that services won't allow. Okay, so after servicing start, it getting started immediately, it will start that functionalities. Okay, it will capable of performing single operation only. For example, if the file downloaded, it's the best example. In system, you feel the difference between the file downloaded in the laptop as well as in the Android OS. So while performing file downloaded in our laptop or in our desktop, parallelly the file downloaded will be taking place, right? Parallelly, the file downloaded will be taking place. So you assume your Gmail is having 4 attachment file. So you just in laptop, what we can do, one by one you can click. At a time, after clicking the 4th document, all the 4 documents is getting downloaded. Can you see that? So whereas in the Android, if you clicking 4 documents from the Gmail, the first, after getting downloaded the first file only, the second file is getting downloaded. Is it okay? After getting second file, getting downloaded the second file, the third file getting downloaded. So until it will be stopped. Okay. So until the second file is getting completed, it won't start. Okay. So that is the difference between this started services. Okay. Can you able to understand what is services? The type of started services? It performs single operation at a time. So one by one file it can be downloaded. So no 4 files can be downloaded parallelly. Okay. So after one file the downloaded, it is getting completed, the second file is coming downloaded. Are you there? Is it clear? What is the type of that started services?
Yes, ma'am.
So it performs single operations. Okay. So after the completion of that services only, it will take another request from the user. So best example is find file downloaded. So next one is bounded services. In